Testing, testing. Mic seems to be working. Microphone. Just going to wait for some people to drop in. Get a couple of audience members on the table. And then we will be live momentarily. Probably have to share the stream URL first. Get that kicked off. Share, copy link, paste that into my announcements page here. At everyone, I'm live. All right. So the whole music thing, that will make a return at some point. The reason my streams don't have music at the moment is that the playlist that I have been using up until this point has caused issues with copyright claims. So every time I go stream, the artist that said initially that the music was free to use has now turned around and started claiming monetization of it. So I'm not getting any of the ad revenue, any of that shit with my live streams. So I have to come up with an alternative. So that in the meantime, it's just me talking. Hopefully that's music enough to your ears for now. But I will get some relaxing, slow tempo beats in the background to fill the dead air between my sentences. All right, enough rambling. I'm going to share the link to my Twitter. I don't think many people actually grab the link to the stream off Twitter or X, but I'll do it anyway. I'll pop it up there. Let's have a look. I'll just say I'm live. And we'll see if anyone jumps in through that avenue. Maybe. So there's a couple of things to talk about today. We've had some changes since the last time I streamed with the market. Of course, it's taken a bit of a turn, and I'm just going to bring everything up to speed with my channel with where that's at the moment. I've also got some plans to do some more short form content videos, not live streams, but videos as well as my live streams, and get those up to just do like, a 5-minute update of where I think Bitcoin is at and where I think it's going and what the technicals are saying, the technical analysis perspective is saying, and we'll go from there. All right, so the link is up on X and also Discord. We'll just kick it off. Remember to smash the like button if you haven't already. We got 4 people viewing right now. What's up, 4 people? We'll have to grow this. I'm going to try and get this, the viewer count going on the uptick. We've got 6 people now, so that's cool. All right, Bitcoin. Where have we been? Where are we going? So let's go to the daily chart to begin with. I'll try and keep this will be a pretty brief stream, probably like less than 15 minutes. So we're already 4 minutes in. I've been rambling for 4 minutes. But as you can see, market structure has broken to the downside from this perspective. Let's draw that perspective out. So we've got an uptick, a downtick, an uptick, a downtick, an uptick, and we are working on what appears to be another downtick. And that has traced out some form of, now let me hide some of these lines just for clarity. That downtick has formed a channel, which is this parallel running downhill. I'll also hide the rising wedge, which has since played out. So from a market structure perspective, just on this snapshot, we have broken structure to the downside. And that's what we're dealing with at the moment. This is the highest point. So the highest high, the double H, and we've had since a lower high, another lower high. We've had a low, a lower low, and we're working on potentially seeing perhaps another lower low, which would bring us in touch with a 1, 2, 3. You could argue, ones here, 1, 2, 3, 4 visits to the bottom of this structure. So yes, we are in a slight downtrend, and that is depicted by the channel. We are downtrending at the moment. However, from a broader perspective, so that's that time frame, right? Let's zoom out a bit. Let's get a broader picture and see, have we killed the trend on the higher time frame? So this is the daily. Let's go up to like the weekly. And what's the weekly telling us? I think this. I think that to somewhat this, to that, to this, to that, to this. And then, yeah, maybe you could say that it's that, and that. Like with these lows breaking structure on the weekly. But for me, mine is more, let me just bring these out here. This, I'm not particularly saying anything about these lines here. I just want to get the point of this there, that low there, to this, to whatever we're working out this high, right? So far that's inconclusive at the moment. For me, this was the last major low. Maybe this is a bit of a cherry pick. I don't know. But I'm going to say we've had our lowest low. We've had a higher low since. Another higher low. And then another extreme higher low up here. So whatever lows are setting in, we have not fallen back below this one. Now, what is that price, you ask? It is basically $40,000. To give you a big round number, it's 40K. 40K is the line in the sand for me, where if we get below that, we've broken this broader picture uptrend to the downside, and that is a long way down. So from the weekly and the monthly, like, I think that the cycle's still in play. I don't think we've killed the cycle, but when you knuckle it down, like when you get down to the daily chart and lower, yes, we've been downtrending, and that's fine. That's, you just got to roll with the punches with that. And from an intraday perspective, so like even lower again, everyone's wearing their bear suits at the moment, as we know, because we've got a downtrend. And look, I think the next update will be, where do we turn the corner? Is it gonna be a bounce at the channel? Like, do we get our, let me get rid of this zigzag because that's not helping. Do we get our 1, 2, 3, and do we get number 4 and bounce and come back up to visit the top of the channel? Or do we get a breakdown? Do we get a failure of this trend line, which is providing bounces? And that's where that's where we're going. I feel like that's what matters at the moment. That's what we're all looking for. That is the next chapter. Like, where do we bounce? Like, where's this next support gonna live? And any suggestion of a bounce is speculation, just as any suggestion of a breakdown is speculation. It's a guess. No one can tell you with any guarantee of what happens if price gets to here, like whether we bounce or go down. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But just by looking at the behavior of Bitcoin in this channel, it would suggest that we're due to come down and visit this trend line and do something. And that's where I'm at. That's ultimately what's happening right now. So just from this structure, what are we sitting at right now? It looks kind of like a 0.5 Fibonacci test. It actually looks deeper than that. It could be a 618. Let's have a look. Yep. It's a 618 touch right now on the fibs from this starting point to this end point. We've retraced 61.8%. And is that it? Like, are we going to bounce at that? Like that would be like a middle of nowhere kind of bounce if you're talking about the channel. Like it sort of doesn't really harmonize with anything else other than maybe these lows here. See these, we had these bounces before. It is somewhat of a level. That is the 60K round number. Maybe 60K is going to produce support enough to where we can climb. But yeah, a lot of this downtrend, and you might have seen with the stream thumbnail, a lot of this is, I would suggest, is influenced from the stock market. So this Bitcoin pullback here has been influenced by the S&P 500, the stock market, producing this corrective move. You know, we've lost these lows, we've lost this structure as support, we've lost the trend line, which was this yellow line here climbing. 1, 2, 3, pretty much 4. It was trying to create a 5, like to hold on, but we've broken through that now, and we are looking at, you know, going down. There's a bit of a head and shoulders situation happening. We've got left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and we're breaking down that neckline as we speak, or as of last week we broke it. So yeah, we'll see if we can fire the machine back up and reclaim that level. But for now, it is, you know, you'd be kind of looking, at least on the short term, like it's in a correction, like it's just begun a correction, or it's going to go support hunting. Like it needs to find a support before a bounce. 11 people watching. Remember to smash up the like button, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. So what would be the logical support? We've got a resistance here from the past, and we've got a support here from the past. It's not perfect, but it is somewhat of a sloppy SR level. Is that zone gonna produce the bounce point that we're looking for to get this back on track and head up? We'll see. That is the stock market. That is the S&P 500. The Nasdaq would be similar, I would imagine. Let's have a look. Yep, the Nasdaq's definitely broken down already. It had a weird kind of looking head and shoulders as well. We had, you know, like shoulder, head, shoulder, breakdown. It's definitely already playing that out. So things have taken a tumble for the Nasdaq and the SPY, and even the Dow Jones, I'm sure, has also had a corrective move as of last week. But yeah, so there's a lot of like headwinds. There's a lot of I would say gravitational pull of the stock market to Bitcoin and crypto. It's very hard, I believe, for Bitcoin and crypto to weather that kind of pull from the stock market. For crypto to stand up against what, you know, any kind of correction the stock market does, it's usually short-lived. We don't stand up against it that long if there is a big crash or something. You know, we tend to go down with the ship. But yeah, that's where we're at. Some of the big altcoins, let's have a look. I know this community is pretty keen on Dogecoin, so I'm going to have a quick look at that. Let's open up a Doge chart. We got a fib on there. What's that from? That's from the low to the high, the extremes. Let me get my pointer back. Yeah, we've busted down. We've gone through the golden pocket, which was kind of showing signs of support initially, but yeah, we've since broken down through that, and we're almost back into the old accumulation zone. Let me delete this fib so you can see that. Between these two yellow lines, we spent a lot of time, like, you know, consolidating and going sideways. Multiple years, in fact. You know, around mid 2022 to mid 2023, that's a year. and then to early, almost mid 2024, it took so almost 2 years, 2 solid years of just sideways, and that is what this yellow channel is, this box. So we're currently resting up on top of the box, and we're going to see if, okay, is this going to produce a re-entry into the accumulation zone or box? And that's looking like it might be likely. I mean, if Bitcoin doesn't turn a corner and things stay kind of bearish, then yeah, I see Dogecoin going back into the zone, back into that accumulation zone, which is not necessarily a bad thing. If you're investing in Doge, or you're long-term play swinging Dogecoin, this is a good area, evidently, to pick it up and buy it and accumulate it. Not financial advice, but this would be the zone, which has proven to be decent for buying. And then when you get that breakout, people may have done that already through this whole accumulation period. When this happened, there would have been a lot of profit taking, and you can see that. You can see how much profit taking there was here and here and here. So no surprises there. I guess you get caught up in the FOMO a little bit. I'm not bulletproof to that. I'm pretty standard market participant. So I thought, yep, this is the rally. We're taking off now. We're going bull mode. This is the alt season we're looking for. And I bought into a little bit of this hype and FOMO. So I started a small position there. It since broke down. I added down here. It sort of came up optimistic. Oh, okay, cool. Things are turning around. Good, good, good. And then, no, a lower high, basically. A lower high, a lower low. We're now working another. So I sort of backed off a little bit. I think I did add through here too. And from now, I'm not going to add anything too heavily until we possibly re-enter down here, like these areas, like this zone. I'll put some more buys in, and I'm just going to keep this position, either building and waiting. I'm not going to stop it out or sell it at a loss. I'm just going to keep maintaining it, and it'll take as long as it needs to. The reason I picked Doge is because it's been around for many years, and it's kind of proven to survive many phases of the market, crashes, like bull cycles, bear cycles. Yeah, it's been through a lot, and that's why I kind of picked it, because it's kind of standing the test of time, and it's a little bit more decentralized than some other altcoins. It acts a little bit closer to Bitcoin than you think Dogecoin does. So that's why I picked it. It is still a proof of work, just as Bitcoin is. So it takes mining for the operation of Doge to function. So yeah, that's Doge. What are we looking at for the time of this stream? How long's it been? 18 minutes, 18:50. Okay, I am going to wrap this up. I just wanted to touch base mainly about Bitcoin, but yeah, we'll catch up again in another stream. Like I said earlier, I want to start doing short form content, so just little 5-minute updates of where we're at with Bitcoin, that kind of thing, and just covering what matters on the bigger picture, and like what matters in the here and now, like what's happening as of in the coming hours, or what the past 6 hours or whatever, and just hopefully that helps people out, and we get some fresh eyes in this in our community, and maybe even get new members coming through, bringing who knows what kind of experience, and yeah, it's only beneficial. So anyway, guys, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good night, have a good day, wherever you are.